Hello, you guys. We are here with a Q&A. I am so behind. I asked you guys like 4 weeks ago, a month ago, to send me some questions. So I have a few that I need to answer. So the first question is, would you consider doing a day in my life? I try to film those, but now since having a job, it is just hard to do that. I do have a couple that I do need to edit. So I do try to bring you guys along for a morning in the life, an afternoon in the life, all that jazz. So I'm hoping to do more very, very soon. I also have a question that says, have you read any Sarah J. Maas books? And I have. I'm actually in the middle of the ACOTAR series, but I took a little bit of a break. That kind of series put me into a slump, so I'm just trying to, I don't know, read some different books, read some different genres, and I'm hoping to finish the ACOTAR series and then start the Throne of Glass series. What is your top 3 favorite genres? I would say as of now, I've been loving literary fiction because you have a little bit of romance, drama, like just a lot of different things, like historical. I really have been enjoying. I would say though, like literary fiction for sure. Thrillers are always special to me. I would say that is like a number 3. Some I don't really like, but most of the psychological ones I really do enjoy. And I think for like the second choice, I would say romantasy. I love good fantasy and I also love good romance. But honestly, I read a little bit of everything. So it's not like one genre in particular that I don't know, would say gravitate to. I think I'm more of a mood reader per se. Even though I do all these TBR videos, I do like to read what I like to read at the moment of reading. So there's that. Let me scroll for some more questions. My phone is about to die, so I'm trying to do this in a timely manner. Here we go, we got some more. What was your first book that you read that made you into a big reader that I am today? And what is your favorite genre? I just answered the favorite genre. I think right now literary fiction. And then we have the first book that made me get into. I'm really trying to think because I've always read, but I would have to scroll through my Goodreads and I'm trying to like look at my shelves. I'm trying to think. I would have to go through my Goodreads and see the book where it kind of unfolded, everything unfolded. Um, like I said, I've always been a big reader, but last year I read 84 books. So that was like my first year that I read so many books at once. And right now I'm kind of slumping. So I'm at about 40 books for the year, and that's probably why I'm slumping so far. But I'll make sure to put on the screen the book that really pivoted that stretch, because I can't think of one offhand. I also have a question from Jenna. How many books do you usually buy a month? Oh gosh. How many books do I buy a month? I think last month, since it was my birthday month, or this month, April, I'm filming this in April. I think I try not to buy a lot of books because I do get gifted books. Being an admin in Enchanted Reads, I've spoken about that Facebook page so often. And then I get sent ARCs from authors as well. And I also thrift books. So I try not to buy a lot. I would say maybe if we had to average, and this is just recent, like this year, because I've done some traveling, I would say an average of 5 books a month. But I definitely do not buy that many books unless it's like a holiday or I'm traveling. Because when I travel, I like to go to indie bookstores or go to a bookstore and buy a book just to remember, like, oh, I bought that book in Houston, or I bought that book in Nashville, you know. I try not to, I have so many books I haven't read, so I am trying to behave. But I do pre-order books. So with that being said, I have some books that do come in. So I would say minimum of 1 a month for sure, but max of 5 because I really try to behave. And then also, how many words do I read a minute? And I do read, I would say I am a fast reader. I'm a pretty fast reader. I can read 45 pages in about an hour. of a decent, like, I don't know, of like a book of like this stature, I can read about 45 pages in an hour. So I can typically read half of a book in a day if I can sit down and do that, but not with a toddler, honestly. So that is my little Q&A. I wanted to film something because I feel like I am so behind on editing and everything with work. So if you guys want to submit more questions and let me know, and if I missed any questions, please let me know. I try to check my Instagram messages and all. So I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I will see you guys next time.